as if like this is now fountain of youth. I say growth hormones, of course, somatropin is a peptide. It's a 191 chain amino acid chain peptide, but it has a fancy name of growth hormones. And of course, they say that this is the ultimate fountain of youth. If this is the only thing that if we can do, you can literally reverse your aging process. In the last 25 plus years that I have used growth hormones in my practice for a lot of our patients, I have not seen that it has reversed aging process. Of course, it has done a lot of great things for us in terms of our body functions and insulin resistance and things like that. But reversing aging, I do not know about that one yet. So back in the late 90s, early 2000s, I was working with a bunch of doctors because there was a lot of head trauma patients that we were getting. So at that time, we were making the hypothalamic hormones like LHRH, TRH, GnRH, corticotropin. Of course, these are all peptides by all means, but these are produces all these different hormones or peptides to do all these functions. And of course, there's no negative feedback, but we are using this on the research settings. And of course, nothing came without a major big old caution tape on there, right? If you have not seen the caution tapes, this should be in bright red, cannot be in this yellow color that people just walk through it, right? It needs to be bright red, because when we found out first time when we were using this in research purposes, is that all these hypothalamic hormones, if there's no negative feedback, you can hurt somebody. Right. And even though the doctors were using it in a very, very small setting in a research base only, not treating patients by all means, but what we did see is that these peptides can actually be harmful if not used correctly. Of course, something that never going to materialize. I know ACTH is already an approved drug by FDA, very little available and things like that. LHRH was never got approved by FDA and things like that. And then later on, they started making those other peptides, which are like the secretagogues for growth hormones, like sermorelin.
Yeah.
Right. And of course, sermorelin it's a diagnostic tool approved by FDA. That means if you take the sermorelin, if your body can produce growth hormone, you actually don't have growth hormone deficiency. That's what it's approved for. But people start using this peptide as a replacement for not taking the real growth hormones. And hey, if your body can keep on producing it, then I don't have to take the growth hormones really. But in reality is that that's not solving the problem, because the diagnostic tool is telling me that you don't have a problem with growth hormone production. What you have is some other conditions that is shunting the production of the growth hormones. So anyways, long story short, we did that one. I was dabbling my feet into the HCG hormones and trying to bring that into the market. Again, we didn't compound any of those things. These are just available products, but HCG is another human gonadotropins that's used for multiple different issues, and then they started using it for weight loss purposes. So that's a whole different animal. And then the late 2000s, we started dabbling our feet around into melanotan 1, melanotan 2. These are again another peptides that. And of course, this was mainly for the beauty, for people who wanted to get skin darker. I have people that want to darker, they want to get lighter. So I had glutathione for those people. People that are lighter, they want to get darker. So I had MSH for those people. I support both spectrums, right? I'm not judgmental either way of the point. But the long story short, even those patients, when we were using the MSH or the alpha MSH products, they didn't come without side effects either. And so even though they were prescription items, the people were using it for different purposes, and the doctors eventually said, hey, we cannot figure out where the side effects are coming from, because yes, it can get you darker skin, but is it all skin, uniform skin? Is it some freckles are getting darker, some
Yeah.
face got darker, the whole body stayed white? I mean, it's like everybody's very, very unique and very different. And unless and until we know all these hormones, how it's work and what it is doing, it was not in it was not my place to bring this product into the marketplace in vast scale. We made because the doctor is asking for it, but not because it has all these different functions that we knew. So anyways, long story short, I worked with all these peptides until about 2007, 2008. The last one was about 2013. But the one that really caught my attention was, of course, the glutathione peptide.